Hello and welcome to City Heroes, issue number 9, the Blue King Studios run, aka Volume 2. This book would have cost $2.95 back then, which is a lot of money. Of course, it's a lot cheaper than books are now, because books now are like $27 for like 24 pages. Like, what the heck? I don't know what happened. Anyway, indie book. In fact, I think $2.95 was probably the price of Marvel books and DC books like when this came out, so maybe it's not so bad. Comics has a weird price curve, and I'm getting away from what we should be talking about, which is this book. Now, you might remember, I said something like in the last issue, we had these like two parallel plot lines, right, that we were setting up. One is the investigation into Cray through Apex's sister. The other is Horace finding out more about himself. And so what happens here? They collide. Horace and Cray are on the same cover because that's a Cray scientist. He's getting ready to like laser punch, and dude has no idea what's coming, man. That red visor is probably blocking out the green laser fist. Like, he doesn't know he's about to get laser punched, but he is. He's gonna get laser punched. Sucks to be him. All right. Anyway, let's move on down. Vroom, 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 vroom. There's a place we can all be heroes. So here we go. We start off with Apex having gotten rid of his ankle monitor. He's no longer under house arrest. He has served his sentence. His sister and Warwitch are both smiling at him. Man, it feels good to be back in costume. Let's hit the streets, kick some crime, or fight some crime, kick some, and then it gets cut off because he was going to say the A word. And we can't have that in a children's book. Hold your horses, tough guy. But we can say this. I know the snug fit of spandex gets you all wound up. Oh my. But we do have a plan here. That's what I meant. Let's get on with the plan. So, the plan has two parts. One is action-oriented, and that's where he's going to be because this guy is an action hero. He's going to kick you in the face, man. His sister, on the other hand, is going to go off and do some less action-oriented stuff. Let's go to page 5. Boop. So she checks in on Horace. She's like, yo, dude, you ready to go? And he's like, no, maybe I should go with them. I'm still in costume because I want to fight crime. And she's like, no. I love the looks on their faces right here. She's very friendly and solicitous. And he's like, I can't believe people are actually trying to help me. I'm a little worried. What's going on here? It's a good juxtaposition of like the characters and stuff. Like, we've only spent a little time with her, but she's coming off as like a genuinely good person. So here he is, like, I'm glowing pretty bright these days. Yeah, dude. Maybe we should find out who you are before you turn into like a walking nuclear kaboomski or something, you know? All right, page 7. Is he supposed to be doing that? Huh? So here's Horace, if you don't recognize him without his mask on. Here he is. He's sneaking in, and he's like, hey, is he supposed to be doing that? And he chucks the little earpiece that he got from her. And they're like, what are you talking about? Nothing. So he's distracting him from this view up here. That way they don't know who he is. And you can also see there's like something funny going on with who he is right there on the scanner. Nothing, I guess. I thought I saw a hero. Yeah, they do that sometimes. Buzz around like flies trying to show off. Oh, okay, sorry. This is like terrible lettering. Then he picks up the little earpiece, puts it in, and now the Cray system thinks he is actually her. I know. I'll be quick. So one thing City Heroes did not really let you do a lot of back then was stealth stuff. And what I mean by that is like a mission where the only objective is like clicking on a glowaway. There were several, but they were never really framed as like go stealth it. You could just go do that in some missions by accident. And City of Villains, you could do that until they patched it out too, and changed how those worked. Later on, they did add a couple of missions that really were, hey, go check this thing out and don't get caught. Which is really what he should be trying to do here. However, as we may see in a few pages, things don't quite go the way they expect. Look at page 110. Let's go to page 10. So we get a little setup for some action here. You're positive this is in the Circle of Thorns cave? Or the Lost, maybe? Shh. They'll hear you. And this guy, what a classic look. You could call this guy like the Red Shadow or something. Instead, he's got like a little force-filled bubble thing, which he does not look like a force-filled bubble guy. He looks like he should be machine gunning people. But hey, whatevs. Here they are, launching into battle. They look pretty good. You can make either of these dudes really easily in the game's character creator, which is fantastic. I love seeing stuff I recognize in the book because it helps build that bridge across, into the other media, into the new media. Because it's a game. This is a comic book about the game. So the comic book needs to tie into the game, and it does it. It does it pretty well. Let's go to page 15. All right, so Horace gets caught, and so he's beating the tar out of these scientists. Like, look, this is right off the cover, man. It is right off the cover. He's laser fisting this dude. You got 30 seconds to tell me how to work the memory enhancer. Feel free to talk fast. I'm a quick study. What? You can't put me on the thing. It's not for you. It's for me. So, after knocking the guy out, you figured it out? I think so. It's on a timer. It should start in 15 seconds. Wish me luck. Good luck. So now, where were our heroes fighting? Oh yeah, they're beating the tar out of these bad guys here. Now, last issue, what did Horace say? These particular bad guys were interested in him as a potential host. Boom. Here these guys are investigating this. In fact, this room that they're fighting in is right out of the game. Anybody who's played City Heroes has been through this room, or at least the council version of it, as opposed to their version of the room. There's controversy there from 15 years ago. We don't need to go into that. But this is right out of the game. Like, this is very classic what the game looks like, except I don't know what he's hitting these dudes with that are like force field bubbling them. Because, unless he's doing whatever the force field equivalent of a black hole is, but that would be very silly because then his team wouldn't be able to do anything. Anyway, I digress. We get a little bit of action, we get a lot of mystery, and here in a couple of pages, Horace, the results of his investigation come bursting right off the page, and it's a good time. Another pretty solid, fun little entry in this series. Very underrated, and you can go download these for free off the internet somewhere, I'm sure. Nobody's getting paid for this anymore, man. You might as well. Anyway, you all take care of yourselves. You have a great day. Hope to see you again next time. Till then, bye-bye.